You smell that? Summer's in the air. Players behind us are hitting baseballs indoors. It is inclement weather, but pleased to be joined by a first-year head coach of the Winchester Royals, Brian Burke. I'm Josh Kirby. Kirby on Sports Podcast. The Winchester Royals are getting ready to embark on a new season of baseball in the VBL, and this is your first ride, but you're all too familiar with this organization, this program. You've been here for quite some time, so being in the role as head coach now, what's sort of different?
Well, I mean, primarily it's the responsibility of putting the 35 best guys that we can on the field and find the best way and to use those guys and go out and compete every single night. Worn a lot of hats here in the organization and been fortunate to be around this organization for more than 20 years. Director of baseball operations, general manager, assistant coach is how I cut my teeth with the organization. And I'm just grateful for this opportunity. I'm excited, like a kid in a candy store.
So the opportunity to become the head coach of the Royals, was it something that was like, I gotta jump on this, or how did that sort of work out?
Well, I mean, coming out of high school baseball, I wasn't really looking for another coaching opportunity per se, but being around the organization and when it presented itself, I kind of got interested again because, you know, having the opportunity the last couple of years to be in the dugout with Mike Smith and his staff, it was exciting. It was so cool to be around the college guys. It was just a different atmosphere and kind of sparked me again to want to do this.
And it just seems like, Brian, just not here, but all over the place. You're involved with baseball. Obviously, you took a step back from the head coach at Millbrook, but your pitching coach here is now the head coach at Millbrook. You do a lot of stuff with the travel baseball in the area as well. How huge is it that you're the head coach for the Royals, but still involved in the community aspect when it comes to baseball as a whole?
Well, I think it's important once you kind of put yourself out there as a baseball coach in this community. This is a great baseball community that we live in Winchester, Frederick County, Clark. There's been a lot of talent, and to still be involved in some way with local baseball is, you know, it's a dream to just continue on in one aspect or the other. And being the Winchester Royals head coach is certainly something that I'm very excited to do.
Has the adjustment been any different? I know we're here the first day getting most of your players in, still waiting for more to come in, but sort of the adjustment period as like the head man in charge, what has that been like, and how have you been adapting, if any?
So, you know, the biggest thing for me was, you know, this recruiting process actually starts in September, right? So there's year-round activity happening, or at least, you know, 8 months trying to put something together, right? So, you know, you try to be as close to finished by the time these guys start their seasons in February. So, you know, while I haven't been on the field and involved like I have been, you know, most recently with Millbrook, there's still, you know, day-to-day operations that we had to do to put a team together to come to Winchester.
How does that sort of work in your mind? I know reaching out to the college coaches and whatnot, but how do you sort of eye that one player you want to try to bring to Winchester, and how does that process work?
Yeah, so that's a group effort, I guess you could say. You know, with our recruiting process, I think it's important to establish that relationship with these guys, coaches. You know, a lot of what we did this year was we had players that were on teams where there was a former Winchester Royal, either as a player or as a coach. So, reaching out to guys that I've known, guys that coached with Winchester Royals and even played with the Royals. Some of their guys are on the other side right now preparing for the 2025 season.
That's very, very interesting, cool to see. And with that process as well, we talked to Scott Jenkins at the beginning of Millbrook season. He's a former recruiting coordinator. You talk to Scott Jenkins, and he knows the ins and outs, pretty much everything about baseball. How huge is it that he's with you through that process, being that you mentioned it's a group effort?
So Scott grew up in Texas, played in Texas, and many of his former college or pro ball teammates are now college coaches. So with that, you already have established ties with those coaches. So, I mean, it's huge. Just gives us another avenue to recruit. He did a lot of the pitching stuff, recruiting the pitchers and trying to establish, a wider range of options for us.
So, just broad spectrum coming into the Royals as the head coach. What do you sort of want to instill? I mean, obviously on the field, you want to go out and win as many baseball games in the VBL season, but is there anything more than that? Because I know we were off camera talking about the community side of things as well.
Yeah. So first and foremost, we want good attitudes. We want guys that are coming from programs where they're good character guys first and foremost. What's important to me with an ever-growing Frederick County, Winchester community, we see the housing developments that are going in. And there's a lot of people that I call transplants that maybe don't even know what the Winchester Royals are. So I think it's important for us this summer to try to get out in the community, give back. We're looking forward to attending the Kids Fest and other events that are going on in Winchester. We want to be able to make appearances at local places, local libraries. Anyone that wants the Winchester Royals to bring folks in, we're willing to do that. We want to be able to be a figure in the community beyond just playing baseball on the field.
So now on the field, I know it's only day one. You got players in yesterday sort of meeting and greeting, getting some arms loose, some bats swinging. Day one, what's your evaluation like of this process as a manager? Because there's baseball like right around the corner.
Yeah, so we're not looking to change anything. These guys are obviously good. They're playing at the collegiate level. So it's just an opportunity for us to really just get our eyes on some guys. As I explained in our pre-practice meeting today, everyone's going to have the opportunity to play. We're all here for the same reason. That's to get better than what we were in the spring. So take advantage of the opportunity, play the game that you love and have some fun. But also I want you to be a good teammate, and it's not always about you, and sometimes that's tough. Playing in what, in my opinion, would be the toughest sport on earth. It's a good opportunity tonight just to lay our eyes on the guys for the very first time. We'll talk as a coaching staff and try to make some decisions. Obviously we can only put 9 guys out there at a time. But we know we're going to carry 35 guys, and everyone's going to have an opportunity.
How huge is it, players like Padilla, who played for Shenandoah, and Bodie Pullen, who's been in the local area high school? He plays right over at Shepherd, having local guys on the team as well.
Well, I think it helps the gate. I mean, there's familiar names and familiar faces right from the get-go. So, our hope is that the local folks will come see the local players and then fall in love with other players that we have on the team and continue to come back and support the Royals throughout the summer.
And the other guys from few and far between, and looks like some good pitching from what we've seen early on. Does anybody sort of stand out, or you just take a look as a whole and figure out what might work best and go from there?
So we have an idea. Let's talk offense first. we have an idea where they hit in their particular lineup, and it may not be the same once they come here because it's a whole different group of guys, right? So we have to figure that out. It's going to take some time. But again, we got guys that hit in the middle of their lineup, guys that are used to being leadoff guys, top of the order type guys, guys that run well. And it's really more or less an all-star team that we put together. So, someone has to hit 9, right? And it's not always a bad thing. But yeah, offensively, I like what I've seen tonight. I like the guys that we have here now. Pitching, we have some relatively young arms who are really going to cut their teeth this summer and increase the innings that they were able to get in the spring. So it's an exciting opportunity for them. We've got to fill up the zone and take our chances against hitters.
And just in general, Coach, it seems like the VBL schedule is sort of different, traveling a little bit farther instead of just in the north or just the south. How do you like the makeup of the schedule?
Well, I mean, this is on a personal opinion level, but I still think the Valley has to look at the possibility of shortening the season. But everybody wants their money at the gate, and I get it, and concessions and those kinds of things. But we have to remember that these players, if we're here for the players, they're coming off 50-game schedules, plus conference tournaments. We have 7 guys that are right now involved in regional play or Division II World Series. So they're coming off of, upwards of 60 games. It's a grind. These guys aren't going home. They're coming straight from the schools typically and being expected to play another 42 games. Now, with that said, I kind of miss going to the South because we didn't get to see anybody on that side last summer. I think what the league has done with a home and home with each of those Southern teams is a good thing. So I know I'm talking a little bit kind of out of both sides of my mouth, but it's something I'll be looking forward to doing this summer. Getting to at least see the teams out of the South.
Yeah, and seeing Charlottesville again, their history in the VBL and their success coming up against some good competition across the board when it comes to the VBL and some of the well-respected teams in the area. What sort of challenge does that bring, that opportunity to get your players better, get your coaching staff even better, facing some good talent from all over the place?
Yeah, so I mean, this league, all 12 teams are going to have, all-stars, so to speak. I mean, there's not going to be any team that's going to be a pushover in my mind. I mean, on paper, everybody looks great. Just go out and compete. I mean, the wood bats are going to be different. Pitching's probably going to be ahead of hitting at this point early in the season until everybody adapts to swinging a wooden bat every single day. But there's talent up and down this valley and in this league. So I mean, you really don't know what to expect until you get out there, and you hope that you put your best 9 out there on a given night, and after 9 innings, you're victorious.
Coach, baseball is right around the corner. Can you believe it? Another long season of the VBL, but it's such a just great atmosphere. Nothing beats just coming out, watching baseball, high-level baseball in a very relaxed but upbeat, energetic environment. And the best news, 7 o'clock start times.
Oh gosh, I tell you what, that's going to help everybody. Especially the people that attend our games. We took a hit the past season and a half, and to have the opportunity to play at 7 o'clock and the work that was done with Shenandoah University and Winchester Parks and Rec and getting those new light standards and new lights on Kevin Anderson Field is extremely helpful to us. I know, Kevin is. Coach Anderson is probably looking forward to the opportunity to maybe use them a little bit more than what he normally does. But you know, we're grateful to Shenandoah University and everybody that had a hand in getting the new lights there at Bridgeforth Stadium, Kevin Anderson Field, in collaboration with Chris Conyer and Winchester Parks and Rec.
And even better, the 7 o'clock start times, the first 2 home games are free.
Yeah, thanks to Navy Federal Credit Union and Laura White. Navy Federal's got Friday night, and Laura White's got Saturday night, and I couldn't think of anything better than to open your season on a weekend at home. And looking forward to the support that we're going to get from the Winchester community.
The players are here, the coach is here, the season's right around the corner, Friday and Saturday. Free admission, Kirby on Sports with the Winchester Royals all season. Looking forward to many more, Coach.
Thank you, Josh.